Hello everybody. Today is going to be another Chainlink market update video, and we're in a slightly better spot than we were in my last market update video. We've seen a nice little pump here, about 30%, and we're all hoping that it's the start of something bigger. Now here on the weekly time frame, you can see that we did just get this weekly green dot down here, which we've been waiting for quite some time. This momentum wave started forming at the end of January. And these weekly green dots usually lead to pretty decent moves. This last one was about 60%. The one before that was 150. These green dots back here were 180 and 80. So these weekly green dots usually lead to some pretty decent pumps. But the weekly money flow is still moving downwards, and it's getting pretty close to the zero line here. We are in danger of crossing over that pretty soon. And in my last video, I talked about how Bitcoin's weekly money flow actually did dip below the zero line, but it recently popped back up. It doesn't even show any red here, so it popped back up before the weekly candle closed. But still, there's a good chance that it ends up crossing over again. I don't know. We'll see if Bitcoin can save it. But the weekly money flow crossing down is a very rare occurrence. I mean, on this Chainlink chart, it's never happened before. But like I've said before, the weekly time frame is a lagging indicator because it's such a big time frame. We have seen times in other assets where the money flow gets very close to crossing over, but never actually does. So we'll see if the market can turn these around, but just pointing out that seems like the Link weekly money flow is getting pretty close to crossing over, as well as Bitcoin's. And just turning on the Heikin Ashi candles. A lot of people like to use the Heikin Ashi candles for macro trend reversals. Usually when you see the first green Heikin Ashi candle, it typically is the start of a bigger uptrend. And this current candle has not turned green yet, but you can see the body of the candle is very small. So if we see a extra push up from this little pump that we're having, we could turn this weekly Heikin Ashi candle green and hopefully begin a macro uptrend. I do like the way the Heikin Ashi candles are looking right now. We had the one big wick, and the body of the candle is much higher than the wick is. Then after that, you can see us putting in higher lows, and the bodies of the candles were kind of finding support in this area. So I think it's possible that we see this turn green soon and potentially start some sort of uptrend here. Now, on the daily time frame, we are seeing the daily momentum waves building up momentum slightly towards the upside, but what we would like to see is the money flow also building up in the positive direction, and we don't actually see that here. You can see this most recent money flow wave put in a lower low. We really would like to see the money flow and the momentum waves agreeing, and that's not to say that we can't turn around here and find a reversal just because the money flow is putting in lower lows. Actually, if you go back in the summer, you can see that by the time we put in the bottom, the money flow was basically at its lowest point, so we didn't see money flow build up back here. So it's possible that we could just kind of see this money flow turn around itself if we see a big move up. But it would definitely look better if we saw the money flow building up with the momentum waves. It would be more of a confident signal. But we are seeing the money flow building up on the 4-hour kind of. Even though right here, you can see we kind of put in a double bottom. We sort of bottomed at the same level. But if you go from this money flow wave from back in January, you can see that we are putting in higher lows and the money flow is building up on the 4-hour. Plus, we just got a 4-hour money flow cross upwards, and it's moving up pretty sharply and doesn't seem to be slowing down much. Looks like this money flow could end up going much higher, so I like how the 4-hour money flow is looking right now. Plus, we also saw the momentum building up on the 4-hour as well. We had a nice trigger wave to this anchor wave, and right now the 4-hour is looking a bit top-ish, but this momentum wave got above the 60 line, showing that we could potentially come down and then continue this move. And you could even say that we had a breakout of this downtrend here with a nice little test of this trend line for support, which means we could potentially see this move keep on going, maybe come up to test some significant resistance levels that we have above us. And the first major resistance level that I think we have to look out for is right here around 15.5. You can see it's the highest volume node of this little range that we've been trading in. Plus, if you take a fib from the top of the range to the bottom of the range, you can see that the 0.5 of this fib retracement is sitting right at this level as well. Plus, it is the last swing high, so if we're able to get above this level, we could put in a higher high with a higher low, which would look nice if we're trying to build a case for some sort of uptrend here. The next major resistance level is probably going to be right here around 16.5 to like 16.9, because we have the golden pocket of this fib up here, plus it is the last colored in node of this range, and we also have another swing high right in this area as well. And then basically, if we get above these levels, we can try and make a run for the top of this channel that we've been finding resistance on since October, and potentially try and make some macro higher highs and lows. Overall, we're getting weekly green dots on Bitcoin and Chainlink, and a relief rally would be nice right about now. Of course, Link is going to follow the market for the most part. So if Bitcoin goes on a run, we could turn that daily and maybe even the weekly money flow around. But still, it's definitely possible that we end up going lower before we get a macro reversal. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I really appreciate all of the support, everyone. And I will see you all on Sunday for my next video. Peace.